We'll have no story hour today. Keep your mouth shut. Sit perfectly still, and if you misbehave, you'll be sorry.
Maybe we should try to find Mrs. Nelson.
Me, Billy, and Sue went to the police.
Detective McSpog was assigned to the case.
I think Miss Nelson is missing.
Detective McSpog did not need much help.
Me and Brian went to Miss Nelson's house, but the shades were tightly drawn and no one answered the door.
In fact, the only person they did see was the wicked Miss Swamp.
If she sees us, she'll give us more homework.
They got away just in time.
Maybe something terrible happened to Miss Nelson.
Maybe she was gobbled good by a shark.
But that didn't seem likely.
Maybe Miss Nelson went to Mars.
I know. Maybe Miss Nelson's car was carried away by a swarm of angry butterflies.
But that was least likely of all. The kids in room 207 became very discouraged. It seemed that Miss Nelson was never coming back, and they would be stuck with Miss Viola's swamp forever. They heard footsteps in the hall.
Here comes the witch.
Hello, children.
It's Miss Nelson.
Did you miss me?
We sure did.
Where were you?
That's my little secret.
How about a story hour?
Oh, yes.
Miss Nelson noticed that during story hour, no one was rude or silly.
What brought about this lovely change?
That's our little secret.
Back home, Miss Nelson took off her coat and hung it in the closet, right next to an ugly black dress. When it was time for bed, she sang a little song.
I'll never tell.
Now I'm working on a new case. Now I'm looking for Miss Viola's swamp.
Terrible!
and his third best friend. I hope you sit on the tack, I told him. I hope next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone. The ice cream part falls off the cone lands in Australia.
There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Cropper's lunch break, and Albert got a Hershey bar of almond. And Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had sprinkles of coconut.
Guess whose mother forgets to put dessert in? It was. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot. And while we were waiting for Mom to get the car,
Andy made Alexander fall or his money. And then Alexander started crying. Because of the murder. Nick said,
I was crybaby. I shouldn't say crybaby. Mom scolded me for being muddy and fight. I'm having
Terrible.
Horrible.
No good.
very bad.
So when we went to the shoe store to buy the sneakers,
And he chose white ones with blue stripes.
Nick chose red ones with white stripes.
I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the man said,
We're all sold out.
they made me buy plain old white ones. But they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at the office, he said,
You can't play with the copy machine.
but I forgot. He also said,
Watch out for books on my desk.
I was careful except for my elbow.
He also said, don't fool around with the phone.
But I think I called Australia. My dad said, please don't give him up anymore. It was.
Now then, it hates lines.
There was kissing on TV. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eye. My marble went down the drain. And I had to wear my railroad train pajamas.
Alexander hates his railroad train pajamas.
When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow and said, Alexander could keep it.
And the Mickey Mouse went out. And I bit my tongue.
The cat will sleep with Anthony and not have to see him.
It was.
No good.
My mom said some days are like that.
Even in Australia.
happened to the other one? I missed the other one. The light here is too many reds and yellows bouncing back. Can't clear it up.
Where the Wild Things Are, written by Maurice Sanders. The night Maxwell was Blue Suit made mischief of one sort or another. His mother called him,
Wild thing.
and Max said,
I'll eat you up.
so he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew until the ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. An ocean tumbled wide with a private boat for Max. And he sailed off through night and day, and in and out of weeks, almost over a year, to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roar. And gnashed their terrible teeth. And rolled their terrible eyes. And showed their terrible force. Until Max said,
Be still.
and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes, without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all.
Max is the most wild thing of all.
And they made him king of all the wild things.
Max